Cool. So this is another episode of Exhibit and Friends. We're here with the rapper JG. JG, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, man. From Tampa, Florida. I moved out to LA about a year ago. Obviously, just trying to create more opportunities for myself and expand my brand. Um, build relationships, get more ears and stuff. So over this past year, I've just been doing that. Really cooking up a lot of new music and
Mhm.
finally to the point now where I'm ready to start releasing it. And you know,
Okay,
I'm excited to see how it's received.
I got you. I got you. Well, I mean, you mentioned building your brand. Can you talk a little bit more about, I guess, the beginning of that, how your brand kind of came together, and I'm assuming Tampa?
Yeah. Well, I've been doing music for a long time.
Okay.
A lot of artists have that story. Like, I just started rapping 8 months ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, cool and shit. But nah, I grew up around music. All my uncles are musicians and stuff.
Okay.
And I started out playing. I started out playing football my entire life, and I went to college to play football. And then at some point in college, that switched over to me really focusing on the music more.
Hmm.
Um, Ended up getting kicked off a team. Said, you know what, I'm gonna just, can I cuss on this or no?
Yeah, no, do whatever you want, man.
So yeah, so fuck it, I'm gonna just put the focus on the music, and
Yeah.
you know, over that process, there's obviously been a lot of learning curves and things like that to get me where I'm at. So the brand is the leftovers. That's like kind of like just the ideology behind everything I represent is just like, I feel like you're slept on or whatever. So it's like an idea that people can get behind, like where they feel like they're getting the short end of the stick or
Okay.
whatever have you.
Yeah.
So, and I just feel like that kind of ties into like who I am as a person and who I've always been. Like I got to prove myself. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Say you play football. What position did you play in football?
I played I played safety and receiver. In college, I played safety.
Okay, I
Yeah.
got you. Dang, so you must be a pretty big dude. I never seen you in person, so like,
I used to have some size on me, but now
yeah,
I just got a dad bod.
I got, I got you, I got you.
I look like a 40-year-old ex-quarterback now.
Nah, bro, you can't be at that level yet. I know
Hey,
what 40-year-old ex quarterback means.
play
That's
football for 17 years, man. That takes a toll on your body. When you know what I'm saying?
17 years. Damn,
Yeah,
bro. I guess yeah, Florida.
Florida's like that. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
start playing when you're 6 years old, and
yep. Yeah, I
so
mean, I feel that I'm from Houston. I was based in Houston, so like
okay,
they got the crazy, like high school went to the stadium and shit like that. Like, yeah,
yeah. Texas is just like Florida. So when it
yeah,
comes to high school football, so
for sure.
y'all might even be a little bit more crazy about it than
Yo,
Florida is.
it's no joke in Texas, man. it's really
I'm
no
hip. I
joke.
had some teammates from out there, so
Oh yeah, for real?
yeah.
No, it's a lot, bro. So you released, you released your first project last year, right?
Well, I wouldn't say my first project, but like like
Yeah, yeah.
I would call it like the first official release. Yeah.
3 feet from
Um.
gold.
Yeah. So
I got you.
prior to that, I had public relations one, which was I did in college, and that was like
Okay.
basically like a breakup album
The
that I
breakup
dropped.
album.
Like in a sense, it was more therapeutic for myself. I
I
had
got you.
yeah, I was in a long relationship that had just ended, and you know, being young and in college, that was like my way of expressing like what I was dealing with at the time. So
Okay.
I just recorded that in 2 weeks, dropped it on Valentine's Day.
Ooh.
People liked it,
Yeah, so smart.
and then yeah, so from there is kind of like where I started taking it more serious.
Okay. Okay. And hold on,
Yeah.
let me get a light on here, man. I didn't realize it's so dark in here. There we go. That's a little bit better. Uh, all right. So that was your first project. You released it in college, and your sound. You kind of have, kind of like a Drake vibe. You like you rap, but like you also got a little bit of singing. So was this album or this first project more of that? More singing or more rap, or like what? When I say singing, I mean melody. But
Yeah. The first project was a mixture. It was, yeah. I used to catch a lot of Drake comparisons back then. I've actually been trying to get away from that.
I see.
Not that it's a bad comparison to get, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But just back then it was like a little like too much. I was still finding my voice
Okay.
and stuff. So if you were to go back and listen to that project, it's a good mixture of the rap, and then like that's when I was first trying to do the melodies and things like that. 3 Feet from Gold, same thing. I try to mix it up, you know what I'm saying? I try to have something for everybody to like on there, you know.
Okay.
Obviously I give you myself, but I just like to make music, you know what I'm saying? I don't say that I have like a specific sound. Like my key is to not be boxed in, you know.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, just do whatever, you know, comes natural.
Yeah, whatever I feel like the song needs is like what I do.
Yeah, the label comes second, you know.
Right.
Your styles first. I feel that. So I'm not skip to the upcoming album because you already have 3 Feet from not album, my bad, but project. So you already have 3 Feet from Gold. So what is this going to sound like? Is this going to be more? You said more rap. I guess is what you're trying to get into.
Well, so a lot of my like core listeners that I have built started out on my YouTube channel, my first YouTube that I had in college, which was literally just me rapping over other people's beats. So like at my core, like I'm really on the MC shit, but I with the growth, it came from, you know, I wanted to write songs, I wanted to make things sound big, I wanted to have big choruses, I wanted to have vibey music. So this project is really just a vibe, like from front to back. I feel like you have to be in a certain space to really receive it the way I want it to be received.
Okay.
Like holistically anyways, but obviously there's some songs on there that are you know, like some turn up shit or whatever the kids are calling it these days. But yeah, you know, it's a good balance, I think, between the two.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And is this dropping soon? When is that release date? What's
before the end of the year. I don't have a set in stone date on it. There's a couple of things I want to do before I release it, but definitely before the end of the year because I'm just ready to get it out and do the next thing. You feel me?
And people keep saying before the end of the year. I keep forgetting. Like it's so ready. We only have 2 months left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Only 2 months left. I got a single that I'm dropping next week, and then after that, I have a record with Wi-Fi's Funeral that I'm gonna follow it up with, and then I'm gonna drop the project.
Oh shit! Okay, so you have 2 singles, and so in about a 2 month span, you have about like a single. Oh shit! I think I lost you a little bit. Are you still there? Hello? JG?
Yo, my bad, man. My thing just cut off, bro. Sorry.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
Hopefully that don't mess up the whole thing, does it? My bad.
No, it's cool. I think I'm still recording, so yeah, nothing ever happened. I'll just cut it right out. Don't worry about it.
One of those days, man.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it, man. You said you've been working for like nonstop, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, bro. Like I said, I got this studio that I've been kind of help getting going.
Yeah.
So we've had like all kinds of people in here, like Shorty.
Oh shit. Okay, so like
it's actually here right now. Rucci was here last night. Zay Hilfiger. It's been a lot of I've just been busy. So like between this,
bro.
Yeah, bro. You know, so it's a good situation.
It looked pretty nice when you're like, you know, walking around and shit. Like it looked pretty, you know, big and spacious and all this, like the backdrop you got going on right now. That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to Cali Plug, man. It's his facility. So he's got the green screen, the white screen, the studio, everything.
Okay. Word. All right. Well, back to we were talking about, you know, your upcoming project. You said you're going to release two singles and then hopefully drop, you know, the actual project by this year, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, we're excited for that.
I can't even say hopefully. I got to say I have to do it because that's always been my problem.
Oh yeah. I was like,
I procrastinate with
Mm.
comes to releasing things. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's
um,
not easy to like, stick to a schedule, especially when it comes to releasing, like sticking to a releasing schedule, things like that, like
yeah, it's hard,
things change.
especially as an artist. You get in your
Yeah,
own sometimes about, it's not ready yet, and
I got you.
this verse is a little loud on this song, and this one, and then
Mhm.
like really people don't give a shit. Like, but we give a shit. So
Yo,
eventually, I've just let things like that hold me back from
I
dropping
get you.
before. So
That's probably what's going on with Playboy Cardi right now.
I'm telling you, it happens, man. Like
Yeah.
it happens to all of us. Like even I think J. Cole said that in the verse, like songs that he sat on that he didn't release because he was too self-conscious about it, but it
Yeah,
probably could have helped this person. So
sure. I mean, when you got, especially J. Cole, and you got millions of people like judging every single word you write down, yeah, I can imagine that you know,
yeah,
taking a lot off you. But
right.
let's talk a little bit about, like just you in Florida. Like, what was your life like in Florida, and then what brings you to LA? I mean,
Um, Growing up, I mean, it was ups and downs. Probably just like with anybody else. There
yeah.
was times in my life where things were going really well, and then there was times. I grew up in a my parents divorced at a young age. I think
Okay.
I was like 2 years old, and my earliest memories that I have, my dad was in prison for the first few years of my life. So
Huh.
when I try to think back to like the earliest memories I have, it's probably him being in prison, and I lived with my grandma at the time.
I
So
see.
yeah, so like that's how it started, and it was it was kind of a pattern of that, like
Hmm.
him being in and out.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. My dad is a great father, but like he
Of
just
course.
had his mess ups, and that's what
Mhm.
it is. But yeah, we struggled at times. There was times where he was doing really good. He sold cars, so you know he did well, but he would fuck it up. My dad had a drug problem, so like
I see.
he would fall into those modes um where he would like I said, fuck up. So that would obviously put us in bad position. I think shit got really hard for me around like fifth grade.
Hmm.
Um, Shit got tough. Moving back and forth. My grandma, my mom, arguing with my mom's husband, like getting in fights with him, moving with my grandma, go stay with a friend, you go do the, you know what I'm saying? So it
Yeah.
was like one of those things growing up where like I kind of had to just watch out for myself most of the time. And I think, it made me to where I am now. As
Hmm.
far as like even with the music, it translated into that because I do a lot of stuff myself. Like I do my own graphics most of the time. Edit my own videos. I can mix myself. Like so, I think everything that happened in my life kind of built it to that to where I try my best to not have to rely on others to do shit. So yeah, so I think in terms of like how I got to LA, to answer that part of the question, like I said, I went to college, played ball. Originally I went to Tennessee State. I ended up transferring out of there. Um, Ended up in St. Louis. Got kicked off the team. Uh, went back to Florida. I worked at a spring break club for a little bit as a bouncer.
I got you.
Um,
Damn man, you gotta be a
not
big dude.
I'm not.
There's
I'm
no
not.
way.
They used to try me all the time
Yeah.
because I'm not a big guy. I don't look like a
Uh,
bouncer. But
I, I,
but
I,
yeah. So then
I
I just got to a point. I was like, fuck it, man. I need to go to LA and just really try to pursue this.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's
So
yeah.
you got a lot to write about. I mean, you got a lot to at least talk about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, there's some subjects.
yeah,
There's a lot of things I haven't even touched on in my music yet. Because I just feel like some of what I want to say, uh, it's just not the time yet.
yeah, it's a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what? I mean, I understand like hip hop has been, or at least music has been in your life pretty much like your whole life.
Yeah.
But what does it exactly mean to you? Is it something like is it something you kind of grew up on, or is it primarily just a way for you to like, oh, I can express myself? Like, is that way you use it, or what exactly, like, I guess, why hip hop and not anything else? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I guess I've never really thought about that, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I so like I said, all of my uncles are musicians. Most of them play the guitar. They all started out playing the drums, and it just branched off into whatever it is. I think myself, I can play the drums like a little bit, but as far as like playing an instrument, I never put enough time into that because as a young kid, my focus was all sports.
Yeah.
Whereas their focus was instruments. For me, it wasn't like that. But I've always been gifted with like a writing ability. I've always been good at writing. I've always been good with words.
Okay.
So I guess somewhere along that, it just turned into that. I
It's
don't
kind of
think
natural.
it was never a decision that I made. Like, oh, I'm gonna be a rapper. Like, it just kind of. I was literally doing this shit like before it was the trendy thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember
Okay.
being 10 years old at home and rapping on a karaoke set in my living room and pretending I'm performing in front of 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
it just kind of just happened like that. I don't think that I could pinpoint where or why.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, yeah, it just happened. I just liked it, and
I mean, it seems like a good
kind
fit, like
of ran with it.
yeah, it's like it's almost natural. I mean, it's
Yeah. So
almost, it's literally in your blood. It's in your family. So
yeah, and as far as like why rap music, I don't know, man. I was just drawn to it, I guess. Like,
yeah, I
first shit I
mean,
heard was DMX, and I was like, yo, this is.
that's what. That's what it is. That's,
And I sound nothing like DMX, but
nah, I mean, I understand that, bro. But so talking about more about influences, so DMX and I mean, who else we're listening to that kind of brought you to, who you are.
um, so obviously I grew up in my white tee era, So when rap was like in a weird stage, so like back then, I guess growing up, there wasn't a whole lot of people I felt like really pushing like the envelope as far as like artistry goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like a huge Outkast fan growing up.
Okay.
Like Ludacris, like when he was like first getting on, like
Yeah.
um, and then I was a big T.I. fan when he first came out. I'm from the South too, so obviously like a
Of
lot of
course.
these
Yeah,
Southern artists,
you could tell.
Yeah, it's 3 Atlanta rappers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually when I heard J. Cole for the first time, which was my freshman year in college, like 2011, 2010, around there.
Yeah.
Um, since then, like hearing his music really made me want to go harder for like just get back in the lab and like kind of check myself on what I was doing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
So I think as far as like a real inspiration musically would have to be J. Cole in terms of like my subject matter and just wanted to dig deeper in what I was talking about,
Mm-hmm. And how about now? I mean, who are you listening to now? I guess, yeah. With the same people.
Still Cole, but not as much.
Mm-hmm.
I still bump the old stuff. I like. I've actually been trying to expand my horizons, man. Because for a while, I hated all the trap shit. I hated like the SoundCloud rap. I hated
Yeah.
all that shit, and it was really from a selfish space of like, just, well, I'm better than these guys. Why?
Mm-hmm.
And I had it took me like growing and maturing to understand that, like, well, that's not. I'm looking at it wrong. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So, so now I'm listening to like Future, Gucci, whatever, to get on that side of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would say hands down right now, the person I could probably play the most would be Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I left him out. I left him out in the early influences. I was definitely a big on Kanye, but I like everything he drops. I wish I could go to my Apple shit
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
On iTunes.
Yeah.
You excited for what's that album? Not
The
I said
gospel one.
Pablo. Yeah. What's
I'm
not
excited to hear what it's gonna be like.
what?
I'm
Yeah,
excited to hear what it's gonna.
Yeah,
You
there was
know?
a leak, man. Like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I'm sure it's like changed ever since, but I heard a peep, man. Those sounded really nice. Like I,
Yeah,
I wasn't a big fan of Yay, I think his most recent album, because
it
it
was
just felt rushed.
it
But
was weird.
yeah, right. Like it was a project, I guess.
It was like the Kid See Ghost was more of a Kanye album
Yeah,
than,
exactly. And then Yay
than
was just
Kanye
like
now. Yeah,
almost a documentary of a not no, that was the wrong word. I don't even know, man. Just like throwaways, Lucy's, whatever. I don't know. It just wasn't my favorite album to put it like that.
I
But
feel that. Yeah,
so you have, I mean, this album hopefully coming up. Well, you're going to pin yourself to it by what early next year?
I
You
it'll
said
be out like sometime in December,
sometime in
probably.
December. Okay, so
Yeah.
this year, late this year. All right, man. Well, yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Do you have any like visuals, like maybe like a you know?
I have a few like so I just did like a that you see you're familiar with the Brooklyn Challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just did one of those just to get
Okay.
some content out. I did the I'm So Tampa freestyle, which is pretty hard. You should check it out. I'd
I'm
love
about
to
to check that
know.
right now. I didn't know that was released.
So that's on my YouTube. I dropped a video to my last single, Public Relations, which was the title track. Um, and then yeah, I got the video dropping on Tuesday, and then hopefully a video with the song with Wi-Fi's Funeral. Title still pending
That's
on
right.
that. That's why I'm not giving you the
All right.
name. um, but yeah, man, I'm just in a space right now, kind of trying to like. I went on a 3-year hiatus, so a lot of
Okay.
my socials took a hit off that. So
Yeah.
but I'm sitting on a lot of content, and my plan is to just keep flooding it, and you know,
Okay. Yeah.
eventually they either gonna have to open the door, or I'm gonna kick it down. So
Kick it down, man. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But I was just talking to somebody else, but they're like, you gotta. There's always going to be problems and issues that exist. Like everybody has like their own issues, but like you just got to find, the best way. I'm sorry, I'm butchering this, but like the music industry is always want to present, like its main issues. You just got to find the best way to go about it, and
yeah,
like for yourself, like make those issues kind of work for you in a way. So
right.
yeah, man, kick those doors down. Well,
Appreciate
I
it.
mean, that's all I really gotta ask for now. But I always want to ask, like, is there anything else you want to shout out, promote, whatever? Anything else you wanted that I didn't mention?
Um, Not that I could think of, man. Just whoever's watching, tap in with my socials on my Instagram and all that. It's at JGX the leftovers. It's kind of long, but we're working on that.
I mean, when I
um,
search JG, yours is one that comes up. So it's all
really okay. Well, that's good. That's
after my
good.
people I know and shit like that. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
yours is still like as far
So
as
many. Yeah, it's been an issue, with the name, and
yeah,
it's really common. But eventually, it's not gonna matter.
yeah. I mean,
I just
eventually,
like right now, it gets hard to find stuff sometimes, and I get that, and it's something that we're working on. But yeah, JGX the leftovers is the socials, website's the same, YouTube, Facebook, all that. You should be able to find whatever you're looking for by doing that. And like I said, man, yeah, obviously most people that's going to be seeing this probably not familiar with my music. So, we got some things out there online. Check it out. Tap in with me. Send me a DM. If you love it or hate it, we could talk about it. Figure out what's wrong with your ear. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, man, I appreciate it for real. Thank you. It's
yeah,
been
of course, my pleasure.
um, make sure my phone's charged for the next one. So
All right, man. Well, that's all we got. Oh, no, that's not all we got for you today. Always want to end on one question. Normally ask a philosophical question. I just want to ask this question again: is what are you thankful for? And something that you're currently thankful for.
something that I'm currently thankful for.
Yeah.
There's a lot, man. I hate to give the cliche answer, but I would say I'm thankful for my son, especially right now,
Okay,
because
it's not cliche. That's a good. That's a good answer, bro.
it's
Cliche.
slightly cliche, but
Nah.
it's honest though. Like because you know, if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't still be going at this like I
Yeah.
am. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I probably would have just been cool with chilling and playing Madden and just
I feel
getting
it.
by. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah, he makes me want to go harder and really get it. So
Motivation. That's
yeah,
what's up. That's a good thing to be thankful for. Shit.
yeah.
Cliche. All right, bro. Well, JG, I appreciate you taking the time. Hope to see you again. And yeah, we'll be keeping an eye out for this next project you got coming out.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, pleasure.